Thank you, Senator Durbin. Senator Durbin really made me proud to be a citizen of the state of Illinois. And moreover, to be proud to be a lawyer from the state of Illinois, because I think what he exposed in terms of the deficiency in the hearings that took place over the course of the last couple of weeks, it reminded me of being a law student at Chicago Kent College of Law when the Clarence Thomas hearings were going on. And I just revisited that time of being a young law student and what my feelings were then, and history repeating itself. And I was so proud of Senator Durbin exposing that. Senator Durbin invited me along years ago to visit my parents' home country of origin, Haiti, and I would want to ask for all of you all's prayers for Haiti, because my father's hometown was hit by an earthquake just a couple of days ago. So we developed a relationship from the origin of that trip. A lot of you in this room know me. Some of you do not. But for those of you all who do, and for those who are getting to know me, know that my policy making, my perspective is so informed on not so much being a lawyer for 25 years, not so much my experience as a prosecutor or having represented a community college system or working with two major law firms, but my experience raising two kids here in the state of Illinois. I was in Highland Park yesterday, and my son, who's a student at Lake Forest College, was able to visit an event that was held in my honor, and I got to visit with him for a few moments, but I don't want to talk about my son. I want to talk about the thing that I did about a month and a half ago that was the most difficult thing that I've done in my life. I drove to Columbia, Missouri, and I dropped my baby daughter, who's a young woman, off for her freshman year at the University of Missouri. I spent a lot of time on the phone with her today because of it's Columbus Day. She visited a friend at NYU for the weekend, and I spent a lot of time at every airport stop talking to her, because I still psychologically think of her as my baby. But no, she is a young woman. And she's a young woman who's decided to spend the next 4 years in a state that is much different than the state of Illinois with regards to her rights. She's in a state where if Roe v. Wade were overturned, like most of the states around the state of Illinois, would have a different policy than we have as a result of what we did with HB 40. And so that concerns me, because I went to an orientation with her this summer, and I saw the type of propaganda that was being pushed to young women students at the University of Missouri, and it was disturbing to me. It made me worry about my baby. That's what informed me when I voted in support of the ERA. That is what has informed me when I cast my vote in favor of HB 40. That is what has informed me as a chair of the Judiciary Committee or a member of the Public Health Committee when we play goalie for all of the bad policy that has been proposed throughout the years, trying to undermine a woman's access to reproductive health care. Now, we have elections up and down the ballot that are important, and most importantly, we have to elect JB and Juliana to be our next governor and lieutenant governor. And I want you all to do that, and if you haven't had your TV on, they've got a few commercials on. And so you should know about the governor's race. And I want us to make sure we do everything to make sure everybody knows about the governor's race and the choice we have. There's one reason I want to speak a little selfishly about the Attorney General's race. Lisa Madigan introduced me most recently at a Democrat Attorney General Association policy conference which took place in the state of Illinois, and in the city of Chicago a few weeks ago. And she said in her introduction, she says, Kwame's had his eye on my job for some time. And she's right. I was planning on running for Attorney General 5 years ago when I thought Lisa Madigan was going to run for governor. But the Attorney General's office that I was going to run for 4 years ago is dramatically different from the Attorney General's office that I'm running for today. The role of the state Attorney General has dramatically shifted in those 4 years. I truly believe there hasn't been a time in American history where who we elect as Attorney General matters more than what it does today. And we've seen it on all sorts of fronts. And so there's a danger, you all may have heard of polls in my race or in JB and Juliana's race that make us feel like, oh, we can relax, we have a blue wave, we got a double-digit lead. Let me tell you, there are a lot of people who aren't paying attention to any of that. In my race in particular, there are a lot of people who are undecided and uninformed, who don't know me and don't know Erica Harrell. And if you think about that for a moment, in the context of everything that's going on with the Kavanaugh hearings, they don't know that she said on Friday that she would vote in support of Brett Kavanaugh. If you think about that for a moment, I'm generically looking at the ballot. I'm a man running against a woman. So if you're generically looking at it and you don't know her posture of denying access to reproductive health care, even in the case of rape and incest, her posture on marriage equality, where she says she's now evolved to be in support of marriage equality because the Supreme Court supports it. Well, we forget that Anthony Kennedy authored the opinion, and it was a 5-4 vote on the opinion, and Anthony Kennedy is no longer on the bench, and Brett Kavanaugh, who gave very evasive answers, if any answers at all, when asked about the Obergefell decision, is that new swing vote. People don't know about that undecided population. And that's what I want us to focus upon with a sense of urgency over the next 29 days, because if people generically go to that Attorney General's race and they say, well, I know that this woman is going to embrace policy that is going to protect me because she is a woman, because they don't know her policy position. That is the danger that lies before us over the course of the next 29 days. So I need you all desperately to help me communicate. I'm doing all I can with help from many people to communicate on the airwaves, right? JB has a few more commercials than I do, but I'm doing what I can. But I need you all to help communicate with a sense of urgency, because there is so much at stake. It's not about Kwame Raoul whatsoever. This Attorney General's office is critical to waging the battles on a national level and locally. We saw the verdict in the Jason Van Dyke case this past Friday. Loretta Lynch initiated seeking out a consent decree. Jeff Sessions backed away from it. It was Lisa Madigan that stepped forward. So this race is not about Kwame Raoul. It's about having somebody in the Attorney General's office who's going to keep up that type of fight. It's about not having somebody in the Attorney General's office who will turn the clock in terms of our rights. And so with that, I beg of you to have that sense of urgency. Don't rest confident that we've got this thing wrapped up because her views are so out of whack, because a lot of people do not know that. So I beg of you to help me communicate. With that, I'm so excited.